What's up, D? Saturday night, about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I don't know what the date is, March 20th, roughly. 21st, something like that. Whew. Not sure what I'm going to do tonight. I left you a voicemail, not a voicemail, but I left a video. I sent you a text video to that text, through that text app. I guess you can watch those or have watched those, and I don't know if you will watch it or not, but I did call your phone and it went through, so apparently you haven't blocked it. I think you've been letting those calls or videos go through because you want to be able to get messages from me since you're not checking YouTube. And I really haven't been messaging you on there much. I did message you this Thursday, and the last time before that was a week earlier. Of course, prior to that, it was consistent. So, I mean, basically, I took 1 week off, and then I messaged you today. In the voice, or in the video I sent you one video accidentally, which was not even a version that I posted of a joke of the day. I filmed it and I didn't really like it, and I refilmed it, and then I accidentally sent it to you instead of the video that I wanted to send to you. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just but so you got two videos. One of the joke of the day, or pickup line of the day, I guess. I mean, and one was just a video of me talking about how I've been seeing somebody for a couple weeks now, and how she asked me today whether or not what we were, and she just like sent me a text. She said, "Can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Yeah," and I'd actually just taken her home because she spent the last few days with me, and that's the reality of what's going on. And she's 23 years old, and I mean, she's head over heels for me, to be honest. And, young and just, I don't know. And I'm conflicted because I would like to really get into a relationship with somebody and be able to be 100% about them and not have someone else on my mind still. And that's you. And I'm not quite there yet. So she's, like falling in love, and I mean, I'm enjoying more than anything the attention of someone who's not been broken, because she really hasn't ever been broken. She's like Kenna dating Skylar, like fresh, no real baggage type thing. And, women like yourself, and I'm not saying like yourself, but women who are older and have been married and divorced and then dated 20 fucking guys or whatever. And this isn't a knock on you. It's 90% of the women over 30 that are single. They've been in a married or had a 10-year plus relationship that failed. And, you're probably not the first guy after them, after the husband. But even if you are, you still got that baggage to deal with, and their kids and everything else. She doesn't bring any of that. She don't bring any of it. And her attention to me you know, reminds me of when I was first dated Barbie. You know, it was like 100%, you know, zoomed in right on me. You know, it's, you know, text messages all day long, just sweet, like, little thoughts and stuff. It's writing a note and leaving it on the refrigerator, like a little parable or from, like, the Bible. You know, stuff that, you know, just like, or just want to remind you I love you. I mean, honestly, that's what it is, and it's so fucking sweet, and it literally has me feeling guilty because my mind is on other things, and to be perfectly frank, she understands it and isn't pushed away by it, which is amazing. And here I am, you know, making videos for you after spending like 4 days with her. And it's not even, I don't even know that I want you back, Danielle, but I just still miss you. And I miss our life. And I miss the dogs. I miss walking with the dogs. I miss walking with you. Do I think that we could ever go back to what it was? Probably not. Which is why I say I don't know that I even want you back, because I don't know that I could ever trust you. I didn't hardly trust you to begin with, and I think I had good reason to, and I have even more reason now. But I don't think it's a matter of do I want you back, because I don't think you would ever come back. And I think, you know, well, I can't say you would never come back. You might come crawling back when he breaks your heart, which I'm sure will happen. Either that, or you'll cheat on him and he'll catch you, and or you'll cheat on him and find somebody else, or realize that he's just using you for money or whatever, and it'll fall apart. And then maybe when that happens, you know, he dumps you, or you cheat and he dumps you, or you cheat and leave him for somebody else and that guy dumps you. Maybe you come back to me at some point, maybe. But it'll be too late, and it's probably too late now to even come back to me, because I just honestly don't know how I could go forward and pretend that, you know, you didn't throw me in jail for another guy, which is pretty much, when you boil it down, what you did. You know, it was bad enough that you threw me out of the house on my ass, you know, knowing I didn't have anything or anywhere to go. It was another thing to then a week later call the cops just because you saw me down the road from your house, you know. And not only did you tell them that, but then you pulled out your phone and showed them text messages and everything else, you know. And then you said, well, I didn't try to get, yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you fucking did. You even told them where I was at. You know. So, I just, I just don't know how I could ever, you know, get past all that. And you know that. I think that's why you said you don't know how to fix it. I think when you were in October texting me and we were talking and stuff, I think you wanted to get back to me, but I think you knew the truth of the matter, and you knew what you'd really done, and you knew that I didn't really maybe understand it all, and I think that was part of what you didn't know how to fix, was what is he going to say when he realizes that, you know, I did all this for another man, you know. And maybe it also had something to do with your daughter and your mother, but I don't think, honestly, you know, you left your daughter to leave the house to live with me. So if it meant you were going to lose contact or have minimal contact with them for a while they were pissed off, I don't think that would stop you. I think, you know, I don't think that had to be fixed for you to try to work things out with me. Even if that couldn't be fixed, I think you would, if you really thought you could work things out with me, you would have. But I think what you realized was when he finds out what I fucking did and how dirty I did him, he's never gonna be able to, take me back. He's gonna bolt, and it's gonna be a major problem. And how do I fix that? I can't, I can't fix it. And so, yeah, I think you realized back in October that we were just there was too much that happened, including, all the the cheating all summer long that came out once it came out that you left me to be with another guy. But yeah, anyway, I paused the video for a second there. I had to piss. I guess I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. Yeah, I don't know whether you watch it or not, but like I said, this girl is like head over heels for me, and I just, it's. You think to yourself, well, you want to date somebody that much younger. Like, it's cool. It's to have a girl that age to, be attracted to me and want to date me and everything. Yeah, it's a pretty fucking cool feeling, I guess. But, it is, we don't have a lot in common. But, and it is a little bit of a strange, feeling to be dating somebody that's like 30 years younger than you. But there are definitely pluses. And honestly, not to sound like some kind of person, it's not even that. It's the lack of baggage. That's the biggest plus. The lack of baggage. I've dated a lot of girls that were 30 to, 40 plus years old in the last 6 months. And even the ones that were around 30 had baggage, And there's probably a lot of 23-year-olds that have baggage. But she doesn't, Like I said, she's she's kind of like Kenna, very new to really dating kind of thing, or at least she makes it sound that way. She doesn't complain about boyfriends and she don't have any kids. She just don't have the baggage that most women over the age of 30 do. And that's just a huge fucking plus for me, because I just don't need that shit. I have my own fucking problems. I don't need somebody else's. But it is still weird. And, and there is, like I said at the beginning, there's this, sense of, guilt. Why am I right now making a video to send to you? You have given me no, what's the word? You've given me no indication that we're working towards anything, and then, if anything, just the opposite. Everything in the last 3 months has suggested that we're completely over. So I really know that I know that it's over, and even if I could get you back, but boy, it's just, I still feel guilty from her perspective, and I still feel guilty. Honestly, I feel a little guilt, like dating somebody else, period. Because I don't know. I feel like there is, and there has been all along, like this guilt, like I should be waiting around for you. But I guess it's more now than it was in the past, because in the past, every girl I dated or went out with was we went out, maybe we had, honestly, maybe we had sex or not. But it was not, staying at my place for 4 fucking days straight, you know. It was not a woman who was clearly falling in love with me and telling me she loved me, And I'm not saying that she really loves me. I mean, she's so young and she's infatuated and in lust and, experiencing things from her body's perspective that she'd never felt before. And she's confusing that with quote unquote love. But I mean, I don't know. What the fuck is love anyway? How do you know? Like I said, I loved you. I don't know. You said you loved me. But at the same time, you were fucking another guy while you were telling me. And not just fucking another guy, not just some random stuff. You were leaving the house every day. You had to have him so badly that you got a PFA to throw me out. That's a little different than just like a random sex act. You know what I mean? I mean, that's full-blown cheating. And at the same time, on the day you got a PFA, coming home and rubbing my legs and telling me you're so worried about me and you love me and I mean, like, what is that? What is that? How do you even do that, Daniel? How did you even do that and not feel just like totally like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's partly why you're struggling. Maybe that's why you watched for so long. You were watching these, religious shows and stuff because your guilt was just eating at you. I don't know. It should be. If you have a conscience, it should be to do what you did to anybody, even if you feel like you're justified because of how I treated you. Then what you do is you break up with that person. You end it. You don't run around for 2, 3, 4 months screwing another guy, all the while still telling your fiance coming home and eating dinner with them and telling them you love them and shit. I don't know, but I'm gonna upload this. I would love to see the dogs and be able to walk with you. I keep thinking about this summer and how hard it's gonna be on evenings and like today, Saturday, and I'm free and could have done anything, and instead we're, doing 2 separate things. And I mean, instead of, what I did today? I took her home. I went and tanned. I then went to the gym. After the gym, I went to Walmart. I went to TJ Maxx. I drove around a little bit. I went to Valley View and I walked. And I'm, debating what to do tonight. I don't know. I'd probably just go back and pick her up and bring her back to the house. Really. That's probably what I should do. I just know that, this situation sucks. And the idea of not being able to walk with you and the dogs this summer, as this weather is getting better now, and we've had in the last, I don't think last Saturday was very nice, but in the last 3 Saturdays we've had 2 really beautiful days, and no walks. I mean, and actually 2, I'm assuming it'll be nice tomorrow, so 2 really nice weekends and no walk at all with the dogs. I mean, I know it's looking that I'll never get to walk with them again. And boy, it's killing me. And don't take it the wrong way. I'm not just saying that I was walking with the dogs. It's the whole ritual of us. And if you want to talk or something, I'd love to hear your voice. I'm probably going to upload this and send you a message that I uploaded it, and maybe you'll watch it. I'd like to get, a report on Rosie. You could always send a text. You could send an email. You could set up a fake fucking email account and email me through it, whatever. I mean, if you want to find ways to communicate with me and be sneaky about it, we can. Although I don't think that that's the issue. I think the issue is that you're trying to, like you told me it in the spring, in Roaring Spring, you said you feel guilty. I think you're just trying to cut contact with me because you feel guilty about it. And maybe with the videos, maybe part of the reason you stopped watching the videos is that, I have gotten to the point where more and more of the content of the videos is negative. Or, talking about you and him. And so you just don't want to watch it, and it bothers you, it hurts you, whatever. You claim it's that I'm living in creating a false story. Well, I don't, that's just absurd, But I think what it really is that, it's just throwing in your face what you did and reminding you of it and how bad it hurt me, and you just don't want to hear it, And I guess I can understand that. If I was on there crying every night like I did for the first month, I'm so sorry, and it was steroids, and I'm, fixing myself. I said that, and I said that to death. And I've accepted my, responsibility in this. You haven't. You're the one that has it. You're the one that's denied that you cheated. You're the one that's denied that you're still seeing him. You're the one that's denied that the reason you felt guilty was because of him, not Kenna. I'm fucking stupid. You think I'm retarded? I feel guilty because I'm talking to you, and Kenna would be mad. Come on. And I have to go. I have an appointment. But you never had the appointment for the first 3 hours we were sitting there talking. Then all of a sudden, I have an appointment. Yeah, no, he called you or texted you, and you had to get away from me so you could either go see him or call him back. Anyway, I'm just reiterating the same shit, but, I don't know what's going to happen with this girl. Like I said, she looks at me like I'm a fucking god. And, which is one thing, to be honest, I don't think you ever do. I don't know that you're even capable of that with any man, but he sure as fuck. Maybe you look at him. Maybe you look at the what's his name, whoever the fuck, whatever his name is. Maybe you look at him that way. I'll call him Mom because I think that's who you had calling. I think that's what you have him into your phone as, is Mom. He's calling you. All those times we walked and you say, my mom's calling. I'll bet it was your mom. It's funny because I seemed to notice that the call was listed as under Mom's phone, or just Mom. And what I know from when we were together is you had your mom in your phone 2 times, and one was Mom's phone, and the other one was Mom's new phone. And you never got phone calls from Mom's phone because it was her old number, but for some reason you left it in your phone. And I think what you did was you ended up putting his number in under Mom's phone. You're not stupid, I'll give you that. You're very sneaky. But alright, well, I'm gonna get going, I guess, and I'll probably text her or something and tell you that the phone is, or that I'm leaving this on YouTube for you, but maybe you'll watch it, maybe you won't. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I drove past at like 8:30 and you were home. Drove past at 7 o'clock, you weren't home. So, but what I noticed at 8:30, you either just got home and we're doing whatever, cleaning the cat stuff up or whatever because the TV was still off, when I drove past. And, so that means you're in the house doing something else. I mean, either you're prepping to go back and leave right away or you just hadn't gotten the phone turned on or the TV turned on yet because you were, maybe you took the dogs downstairs to go out and getting the cat's litter box cleaned up, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I guess I'll text you on the app and see if you, just let you know that I'm uploading this. Maybe you'll watch it. And I'm not telling you about this to hurt your feelings. I guess maybe to some extent I want you to know. I mean, I do want you to know, or else I wouldn't tell you. But it's not really about hurting your feelings. Maybe there's a part of me that thinks, well, maybe she'll call me back and be pissed off. I really don't think so, because if you were going to do that, you would have done it the first time, from the first message earlier. I don't think you're going to reach back out. But, what I said in that earlier message was true, that, she wanted me to give her a title, or she wanted me to tell her what we were. She asked, are we boyfriend, girlfriend, or what are we? And I think maybe part of that was also, are we exclusive or what? But she just asked for it. And I said, well, listen, it's whatever you want it to be. I said, that's just a title. And I explained it in the other video. I don't need to go back all through it, but I said, it's just a title. And, it's really not, it doesn't really mean anything. And I didn't go into, I said, but if it makes you feel better and you want to call me your boyfriend, that's fine. At the end of the day, though, like I explained to you, 6 months ago or 8 months ago, we were fiancés engaged, fighting battles, huge battles, workers' comp, fighting with the city and the neighbor to get the neighbor condemned, walking dogs together, eating together. And I was your fiance, engaged for what, 3-4 years, living together for 3 years, living together half the week and spending pretty much all our time together for 5 years. And I had the title of fiance. And at the end of the day, it was meaningless compared to the title of side dick, because when push came to shove, you chose side dick over fiance. So, the title didn't mean jack shit. It didn't mean shit. And, like I told her, it's not about the title. It's about who you really care about, what you love, and how they treat you and how you treat them, And you could say, well, that's why, the title didn't mean nothing because I didn't treat you good. Well, I didn't, we had a lot of problems, but a big part of that problem was you running off every fucking day to go fuck another guy, All right, well, I'm beating a dead horse here. I would like to, maybe walk with the dogs. And like I said, I'm a grown-up. I'm not going to steal your fucking dogs. If you can't, with your guilt or whatever it is, jealous or, when you said you felt guilty, I think that was the word you used. If you feel too guilty to walk with me, meet me somewhere and leave the dogs with me for an hour. Let me walk them. And come back and get them. And you and your boyfriend can fucking drop them off. I don't give a shit. I'd like to see the dogs. And be able to walk with them. Alright, well. Take care of yourself, Danielle. I hope you watch this. And I don't know. I hope you reach out and talk to me. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I do love you. I'll always love you. And just know that I think about you at times I should not be thinking about you. I'll just say it that way. I think about you at times I should not be thinking about you. And I will add one other thing. Sometimes I wonder, because like yesterday I was sitting there with her and and I'm thinking about you. And then it hit me, I'm like, I wonder if she ever does this when she's with him. You know, does she do it every day? Does she think of me every day? Like I thought, I haven't talked to her, face to face in a month. Well, the Roaring Springs was, I think, the 23rd, and that'll be like Wednesday will be about the 23rd. So it'll literally be a month since I talked to you and in face to face, and we haven't talked on the phone in about 3 weeks. And 2 or 3 weeks at least. I know it was after Roaring Springs. We talked like on a Saturday for a little while, maybe a Friday and Saturday. I don't know. You've only watched a couple videos in the last month, so we're really going down the slide towards no contact at all. And I haven't even run into you. I don't know where you go all day. I guess you're staying at his house, and maybe you use his car so that if I do drive past where you're at, I don't know where you're at. I don't know. Maybe you're riding horses. Who knows? Maybe you took another job. I really don't fucking know. I really don't know. All right. I'm going to upload this. It's already been 30 minutes. Take care of yourself. I do love you, like I said. And I would like to talk to you, and I don't know, to what avail, I don't know. For what purpose, I don't know. But, at a minimal, I'd like to, see the dogs at some point, maybe get to walk with you. And definitely get to walk with the dogs. But honestly, I'd really like to walk with you, and I don't know, I don't know what, but I just miss that ritual a lot. I really do. And maybe you don't miss it at all because he walks with you. I know he walks with you. That's why you changed where you walk, because you want to walk with him and you can't have me see where you walk with him. It wasn't about me not seeing you walk. It was, that was why you couldn't walk with me in those places, because he comes to those places, Plain and simple. And that's why after I found out about that canal park or whatever and started going there, you quickly stopped going there, because he goes there. And you couldn't risk me seeing him and you together or him seeing me and you together. So you had to completely change. And I don't know what the fuck you told him. If he figured it out, you probably just put on me, yeah, he's stalking me. He found out where I was somehow. I don't know. All right. Take care of yourself. I love you. Still do. And I don't know how you feel about me, seeing somebody and kind of, being really literally in a relationship, I guess, but what can I tell you? Did you think I'm going to be single the rest of my life? I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't think of her as my girlfriend or, but we are together, have been together a good bit the last 2 weeks, to be honest. I work all day, and so it's more about the evenings, but it is what it is. All right. Take care of yourself. I do love you. And if you want to talk, even if it's to yell and tell me how much I hurt your feelings and how you're not with anybody and you can't believe that I'm, admitting to seeing somebody else and whatever, throwing it in your face. When, like I've said multiple times before, when you refuse to prove, when you claim that you're not seeing somebody, but everything points to the fact that you are, like just being gone all day long, like literally 8-hour days, and then you refuse to provide any proof that that's not the case, and other than to just deny it. Well, you're basically throwing it in my face. You're saying that your concerns and even if you want to say you're not throwing it in my face, you're showing complete disregard for my feelings because you're not willing to, that the idea is driving me crazy and you're not willing to prove that it's wrong. So, you don't care that it's driving me crazy. And I know, and you probably do care, but you can't prove that it's wrong. You can't, because it's not wrong. So you can't prove that you're at your mother's or at your friend's house, because that's not where you're at, or at your father's or whatever, because it's not where you're at. So you can't prove where you're at. Because if you proved that, it would prove that I was right. You see? So you have no right to complain that I tell you that I'm seeing somebody else, or that I told you I was on dates, or that you heard some girl getting in my car, or whatever. You have no right to complain about any of that. Because you've shown complete disregard for my feelings from the moment really where you really showed disregard for my feelings is when you stayed overnight the night before you got the PFA, and then before that, you you disregarded my feelings the whole summer, but, you didn't even come home to change my wounds half the time. But then, you go get a PFA, you have me thrown out. So you've shown complete and utter disregard for my feelings. So why you would think I'm going to not, I'm going to share, I'm going to spare you any kind of, and I don't even know why you would feel bad for. You're supposedly in love with this. Why do you give a fuck? You should be jumping up and down for joy. I hope he falls in love and gets over me. That's what you should be doing. All right. Take care. I do love you.